I see beyond the flow of space and time. All paths have led to this moment. I don't know if I deserve redemption for what I've done, but our universe does. It is time to end this.
Couldn't agree more. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to the finale of the Starcraft 2 trilogy as a whole. It has been a wild ride, but without further ado, let's get started. Oh boy. Amon will indeed not go down easy. But we don't really have to prepare that hard. I'll explain more when we get into it. This mission is a lot easier than the last one.
You have never faced anything like me.
Sarah, Artanis and I are in position, and we're not leaving, so don't even say it. Now what's the plan?
Amon is enveloped within a barrier of energy. His void crystals make him nearly invincible. But they are also his weakness. When they leave him to recharge their energy, they become vulnerable to attack.
We cannot take them down alone. His strength is too great in this realm.
You have yet to see my power. We will bring his barrier down. Then I will finish it.
Looks like this is our last dance, darling. Let's get going.
Let's end this. With the final Zerg mission controlling
My
a
destiny
deity.
Speak to me.
Alright, so first things first is I want to send her out with a drone. There's a very particular reason for this.
The void crystals orbit Amon, projecting his void barrier. At the height of their journey, they will cross over the terrain. That is our moment to destroy them.
Alright, so what we're wanting to do is have Kerrigan escort this drone. Yeah, I probably should have went around up the top side.
Infinity unravels.
Yeah, I want Kerrigan to escort this drone up this way. Mostly for one of the objectives that we're getting later. I'm still getting
Amon shall meet
workers back at home as much as I can.
the final step.
And I do want to spread some creep, because Kerrigan has a few unique abilities that are related to her previous Zerg powers.
The first crystal should be vulnerable to our attacks soon. My warriors will engage it shortly.
Speak to me.
Alright, Kerrigan can heal herself.
Celestial radiance will mend my wounds.
Use Celestial Beam as a single target nuke.
This is my burden
And
to bear.
as soon as I get energy back from accidentally using the heal button,
My destiny man.
teleport to anywhere there's creep. Poof.
What is it you require?
Ah, sorry, I couldn't watch the animation there, but there you go. Now, we've got a bunch of drones back at home. We do have the twin drones upgrade going for this. I'm going to make a couple bases at our two expansions and make a macro base right now in the middle here. There's a reason for that. And then we're going to start all gas. Let's add this to hotkey 4. Let's make sure you're still getting drones. 6, 12. You only need 8. So those two can come over here. And then the rest can be rallied over to this side. Except for you.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Alright. Ah, dang. Okay. There we go.
What is it you require? Amon shall lead.
Gonna be using primarily Kerrigan to help defend our locations initially. Alright. Going well so far. That's not on the hotkey. I need that to be on the hotkey. Okay, good. You rally over here. First priority, just drone up. Start this hatchery transforming into a lair. We're not going to use this one, and I'll explain that later. There is a gameplay reason for that.
Looks like we've got a crystal surfacing over here. My boys are heading to it.
Alright, we're not going to worry about the crystals just yet. Alright, you could use a couple more workers. You could use a couple more. And then everyone else is going to... Alright, so let's see. We're going to make a Hydra Den and some upgrade structures. Make 2 more drones to replace those. And then as soon as all the drones in all the areas are done... Oh, it looks like there's an attack coming over here, so let's teleport everyone over. Very useful to keep in mind the hotkeys, Q, T, and E. E is a very fun ability. She charges up.
Amon's construct. His reach is long here in the void. He will attack us at every turn.
And this is a perfect time to go ahead and try to get some creep spread around. I don't want to get near that thing with a creep, though. Alright, is there anywhere that's 2 full on drones? Over here. Which works out. Alright, as soon as that gets done, we're gonna start making a ton of overlords. Let's just go ahead and get all the overlords we're gonna need for the entire mission. Start all ground upgrades. Rally everyone over here. And I want to get a ton of spine crawlers started at both locations. Put 8 groups of drones over here, and thus we can put down 16 spine crawlers.
Damn, this can't be good. Ground's shaking under our boots here.
Whoa!
Holy hell. Amon just ripped the ground out from under my command center. Now how are we supposed to fight something like that?
Quickly. Alright, so 10, 12.
We must set up multiple bases if we are to survive Amon's assault. It is only a matter of time before he comes for the rest of us.
Let him come. The swarm is well prepared.
There we go. Got a big...
Another crystal is passing by us soon. I am sending out some warriors to intercept it.
The hive cluster is under attack.
Alright. Got some idle drones. Let's use those to replenish the spine crawlers that we lost, and looks like everywhere is just about fine. We're about ready to start upgrade number 2. Alright, now on this base I'm gonna make 4 more macro hatcheries. I'm not gonna replenish the drones though. And I still have this drone way over here that I snuck over and burrowed. I want to keep them that way for a while. 8 hatcheries altogether. We have max supply available to us. Let's start tier 2 upgrades. Let's make sure Kerrigan teleports over to help with this.
What is it you require?
Alright, and now I want to make a mixed army of aberrations, hydras, and roaches. So BHR, BHR, BHR over and over and over again until we either run out of resources, or larvae apparently, and max out our army.
Infinity unravels before me.
Alright. Should have a pretty healthy army coming up soon.
Void crystals swinging by again. Raiders, let's help bring that thing down.
Alright, I'm not necessarily all that worried about going after it just now. I'm more so just happy to build up my army at the moment. We are getting a ton of resources. How many aberrations do we have? Oh, 11, I think. Yeah, that should be enough. So now the rest of it's just Roach Hydra.
We require more minerals.
I'm gonna keep growing our army. I do want to get rid of this Void Chasm here, so that it doesn't keep spawning stuff on us. Alright, let's go ahead and use Extinction Event again. Get rid of all the Void entities. And eventually we want to... Wait, what's that power? Yeah, Extinction. Okay. More Roach Hydra. Let's get one more aberration because it's an odd supply. Alright, keep healing our army. And we're good. Now, that only makes the Void Chasm dormant, but it does stop some reinforcements.
A void crystal is approaching my nexus point. My forces are heading toward it.
Mutation.
Alright. Tier 3 upgrades now. They're all on the way. We're just about set to start going out and killing those void crystals. And one of the achievements that we need to go for, or that I want to go for, is actually destroying them.
Seismic disturbance detected. It appears Amon has chosen to attack my nexus point.
Dang. Yeah, sometimes if you bring an army through some of these chasms, then Amon will destroy the chasm. One of the other achievements is to not lose any...
Be on your guard, Kerrigan. Amon will surely strike your hive cluster soon.
Yeah, we are next. Amon does go in order.
This is my burden to bear.
But yeah, one of the achievements is to not get any units destroyed by the terrain deformation events. And it looks like I do want to move my workers out of the way. I'm going to take care of that now so I don't forget about it later. Let's make sure we keep getting some Roach Hydra on the way. Actually, if they're from the main hatchery, I actually want to cancel those.
My destiny man, speak to me.
Alright, we're almost ready for our epic maneuver.
I sense Amon's focus has turned to my swarm. We must evacuate before he attacks.
Let's make sure we keep stuff on the way.
Another crystal's heading my way. My men are already after it.
Alright, so now what I want to do, I'm going to make a second save because I think I lost a creep tumor to one of the deformation events, and I want to be able to reload to that save if that's indeed the case. Alright, it looks like that save was fortunate indeed. Now, one of the things I want to do is I want to start getting that hatchery built.
Let's see how these void crystals fare against my new power.
Alright, I want to do a lot of damage to this thing, but I don't necessarily want to kill it yet. I want to give myself some time. Alright, keep the army healed up, get rid of all these things. Kerrigan is indeed powerful, but she does still need an army to help her out. Alright, let's teleport over here and take care of these things. And by take care of these things, I mean warp out. Or warp in when they're already dead anyway. Alright, let's take the time to build the spine waller or spine crawler wall here with the extra drones. And I want to wait until the last possible second to kill this thing, and then I want to immediately teleport over to our creep over here. They specify the creep tumor? Weird. Okay. Now I want to kill this thing before it actually goes away. Alright, come on. Get it. Teleport the army over here.
The first crystal is down. His barrier weakens. I cannot.
Alright, bring the entire army in. Start bringing it down.
You cannot hide behind your crystals, Amon.
Yeah, he summons these constructs that help fight off your army. Gonna use Quantum Ray, heal up, get rid of this thing before it heals. Oh, come on. It's being healed by that thing. Go, go, go. Aha, we did it.
I feel your power weakening, Amon.
Alright, we're gonna teleport what survived of the army back and replenish. That gets us the achievements.
My destiny.
And now I'm gonna go ahead and use Extinction again. Get rid of all the enemies on the map. And then use that as a advantage to push clearing all this stuff out. Alright, let's continue the push of this creep tumor so we can still warp back that way. Do I still have a queen? Yeah, send the queen over here.
Amon shall meet.
I'm gonna remove the queen from the army.
I will not fail.
Start using the 1 hotkey instead of F2 in order to move the army around. She also has the upgraded creep tumors, thankfully.
I am.
SCVs, evacuate the command center. That whole area's going down.
Not a fun thing. Okay. Yeah, our hatchery's being assaulted, but it hardly matters. Now, this left side up here is safe for your armies to move through. Ah, you jerk. You brought an overseer. Oh well. Creep tumors aren't especially necessary. Let's have the queen actually move through the base. Okay. I'm gonna have Kerrigan come back and retrieve the queen.
What is it you require?
Heal everybody, and then we're gonna teleport back in a moment. And then we'll use that. Actually, I don't want to teleport over there. I want to teleport over here. Because, yeah, that segment gets broken. Give me a creep tumor. Before the creep flies away. Okay. Hey, leave it alone. Jerks. Well, the rest of this is going to be pretty much just moving through and destroying void crystals as they appear. Unfortunately, there's not a ton right now. But we do have a enemy that, or crystal that we can shoot at. I should probably up the Hydra count in the army. It's looking a little low. Actually, because of that, let's use your Quantum Ray. Alright, wait for teleport. I believe this is the base that gets knocked out next, so I'm not as worried about it. Alright, it does take a little while for those crystals to move around, so we should have enough time to come up through here and destroy everything.
Our forces are under attack.
More Hydras. Let's get one Aberration and Hydras. Okay. What blew up? Oh, no, he put constructs down. Okay. Kerrigan, why don't you come forward so you can heal those two Aberrations?
Amon is preparing to strike my nexus. Be wary, Kerrigan. Your hive cluster is next.
Alright, Extinction is ready again, but I'm not concerned about using it right this instant. I want to use it for a push. Alright, just attack whatever you want. Extinction does damage to all these crystals, but it's usually not enough to kill it. Or kill them.
Do you feel that? Your end approaches.
Not enough energy.
Alright, now let's use Extinction so that we can hurry through this, these areas here. Actually, I can teleport over to that chasm. I'm glad that the creep can still move through this area. It's probably a little bit of a silly mechanics, but oh well. Probably hit that crystal next. I think there's another one that appears up there next, because they're kind of in a set order. Okay. Clear out the crystals. And then everyone huddle around Kerrigan. Haha.
Amon shall meet his end.
Our forces are under attack. Mineral field depleted.
Yeah, our reinforcements are going to constantly die, but whatever. Yeah, that's also why you get these
Under attack. Mineral field depleted.
really precisely laid out minerals. Let's use most of the workers on spine crawlers. Alright, Kerrigan does need to come back and get more of an army.
Mineral field depleted.
Gonna focus on Hydras. There we go. Let's wait until this massive group of units pops out, and then we'll head back over there.
Cluster is under attack.
A new age.
Mutalisks are also very good on this mission, mostly because they can move around anywhere. But with Kerrigan's movement abilities, it isn't strictly necessary.
Amon shall meet his end.
Alright, let's bring everyone back.
A new age.
Mineral field depleted.
Okay. Bring it down.
Enemies attacking my hive cluster. Minions, flee now!
I see your truth, Kerrigan. You are no champion of light. Murderer. Hypocrite.
Dang.
I was forced to become this, just as you were. Torn from everything I knew.
So what, you projecting? Let's focus Hydralisks again. Alright, as far as I'm aware, I don't think I've gotten anything destroyed yet, or any of my units killed.
What is it you require?
Alright, I think what we're gonna do is we're gonna
Before me.
wait for our army to appear. And we're gonna teleport back up this way. Why was it cloaked? Huh. Alright. Army done? All army move over here. Kerrigan, teleport entire army over here. Okay. Let's get a move on. We're gonna focus down this last void crystal. I like aberrations because They're good against
My
armored.
destiny. Final stand.
Let's use Extinction. Clear the way.
I can see.
And then focus down the Void Crystal. Ah, army stunned. Come on, keep the army alive, Kerrigan. There we go.
Finally, the barrier has fallen.
Defeated.
It is over, Amon.
You are but a product of the flawed cycle, manipulated for the entirety of your existence.
You know nothing about me. I care little for the Zelnaga's infinite cycle, or your twisted lies. No. I choose something different. I choose freedom. For all of us. Go, Jim. Go.
Today marks the third anniversary of the fall of the Arcturus Manx regime. To memorialize this milestone, Emperor Valerian Manx held a monumental celebration in the capital wing of Augustgrad, heralding in a new age of peace and prosperity within the Terran Dominion. On the Senate steps, Admiral Matthew Horner reaffirmed the military support of the new Dominion government and expressed his optimism for the latest rounds of peace negotiations.
Hearts and minds, man. Just like you always said.
You know, Matt, someday you're gonna wind up leading this bunch of misfits.
I made a deal with the devil, Jimmy. You will hold her life in your hands.
You about ready to get out of here, cowboy?
Hell, it's about time.
That marks the conclusion for, again, the Starcraft II trilogy. James Raynor was never heard from again. His badge was recovered from Joey Ray's bar on Marsara. It's a bit of a mixed bag, this one. I had intended at one point to go over on one of my shows what I thought my game of the year for 2015 was. And when I thought about it, even though I have some mixed feelings about some of the things that did happen here, overall I think StarCraft 2 as a series was so fantastic that I had to take it. There are a couple things I am annoyed by, although they don't drive me enough that to dislike the game. Of course he didn't join us. But yeah, that's the end of this main story arc. One thing that kind of annoys me is that both Blizzard and Nintendo, I think, have said this at one point. And there are probably a lot of other places that said this too. Scientists have reported strange regrowth of life on formerly barren planets across the Kapurlu sector. The origin of these vast changes is unknown. It's probably Kerrigan. She did become a deity, after all. But yeah, both Blizzard and Nintendo have said this. But they've both gotten into a point where they will at least vocally say that they don't really care about story anymore. It's all about the gameplay, and I know there's a lot of people that would agree with that, but I feel that's cutting yourself a little short. I feel like that there has to be a reason why we like coming to games for our stories as an alternative to other forms of storytelling. And I think there's things about interacting with a story that makes anything that happens a lot more powerful, just through the intrinsic value of your being able to interact with it and having a vested interest in what's going on. That being said, I like what they did here. One of my criticisms is that I wish they would have brought in some of the side characters a little more. It feels like they were setting up these like webs of intrigue that they were going to expound upon later, but they just kind of dropped it and just focused on, again, gameplay, which I think led to a couple missed opportunities, like never seeing what happened to Niadra, the Zerg broodmother that Kerrigan put on the Protoss ship before the ship was kind of stranded. I thought they were going to bring her back as to some sort of like Zerg versus Protoss thing in Legacy of the Void, but it never ended up happening. And there are a few other characters like that. And when you have characters as powerful as Jim Raynor, Kerrigan, and Artanis, then give them other people to, support them and to really like flesh the story out. I mean, I think Valerian and they brought Zagara and what's his name? Alexei Stukov in, but they didn't bring like Valerian or some of the other like Terran allies. It was just, and that was kind of a missed opportunity, I think. Again, we never really heard what happened to Niadra, even though that was looking like it was going to build up to some sort of conflict later, where, I thought Niadra was going to come in and, Artanis was going to think like, oh, Kerrigan is still our enemy, apparently. But it just never ended up happening. Oh well. It's still a very, very worthwhile series, even despite those criticisms. And yeah, Legacy of the Void was my game of the year, or is my game of the year for 2015. Bloodborne being very close behind it. And this is just some of the, I think, some of the best work that you could do to make an interactive story that means a lot. Such a classic series. And I'm kind of glad that they decided to do a big wrap-up. I just wish that, the series got shorter and shorter as they went along. Legacy, I think, was a little bit longer than Heart of the Swarm, only because Heart of the Swarm had basically 9 evolution missions, I think, somewhere around there, that just didn't end up being actual, like, story points. Just, let's upgrade your dudes. And I think they handled that better here, but again, there are some side stories that just never got resolved, which I think that they're going to come back to when, because they've already announced Nova Covert Ops as being kind of these short stories taking place after this whole set of events. And they're not going to be big story arcs like Amon, they're just going to be little side stories, but I do hope that they kind of come back to that. I've also heard some criticisms that all Blizzard stories are starting to become the same. I think I only don't feel that with this game, because Starcraft was literally the only series for Blizzard that I really cared about. I mean, I play Diablo, but if you ask me about games I really care about, Starcraft 2 is the only one they do that I actually care about what's going on. 10 out of 10 game, I just wish there was more of it. But that completes the epilogue. Deicide, Ascended Kerrigan, bonus objectives, epilogue. And we have almost everything. What are we missing? If we go to Void Campaign and Epilogue Missions... Dodge this. Don't lose any army units. Okay, so apparently the Creep Tumor did count. I'm going to play that again real quick, just to take care of that. Does that have a difficulty requirement? Let's look at that. Epilogue. On normal. So I'm just going to play it again on normal. And get that real quick. It just means either to the events that destroy stuff at your base or the little random pieces around the map, just don't get hit by the terrain exploding events. So let's get into it.
Finally, the barrier has fallen.
There we go. Dodge this and Epilogue Missions. Alright, that indeed takes care of everything. Wings of Liberty, Heart of the Swarm, and Legacy of the Void, 100%. And all brutal mission completions. Void Campaign. Each segment should be filled out 100%. Yep. That's the end of that. So, guys, thank you so much for watching throughout this whole entire trek. And that's the end of this story arc. But, as you can see here, there are more campaigns to come, just little small mission packs. I believe the Nova Covert Ops, at least as it stands right now, is supposed to be a 9-mission pack starring Nova herself, and other little side stories that I think happen after this whole thing. The other thing I kind of wish is that we were able to play, like, you know, Jim and Kerrigan's or Artanis' point of view during the other campaigns, because, you know, Jim, probably the biggest one, had a lot he was trying to do while we were doing the Legacy of the Void campaign. He was, like, defending Core Hall, but we never get to really do any of that. We just come by and say hi. Although I guess that's just the price you pay for doing race-specific campaigns as your different chapters. But, c'est la vie. That is the end of the StarCraft 2 trilogy, but not necessarily the end of StarCraft 2 forever on this channel. I'll see you guys around when Nova Covert Ops drops. But, until such a time, this is Ventures Infinity, and thank you so much for watching StarCraft 2 in its entirety. Now, I want to leave you with one last little tidbit. What's Artanis' name backwards? Fly me to the moon, and let me play amongst the stars. Thanks for watching, and take it easy.